everybody, I'm Dawn. Welcome to Everyday Life in Rural Cyprus. This is my life, so it's my life in everyday rural Cyprus. And I'd like to welcome you to my Monday live, which is different to my Wednesday lives. Today we do lots of different topics, lots of different bits and pieces, some fun things, some things to learn, some hacks, tips, gardening, so on and so forth. And then on Wednesday live, we just have chat and fun and whatever we've got to talk about, plus any updates. And quite often we're joined by one or more of my cats. I have 4 cats, so who knows if they'll appear or not. So welcome to today's show is the Pea Brain Show. And what will we start with today? I thought we'd start today with the section that I like to call knacks, hacks, facts and stats. So any hacks or tips, anything at all, household, DIY, gardening, anything and everything that I can give you hacks on. And I've been asked for I was talking about jams and jellies, and I was going to give the tips for jams and jellies today. So I'll get right into it. Number 1, to test the setting point, a sugar thermometer can be used. When the temperature reaches 222 Fahrenheit, the jam is ready. But the saucer test is best and most reassuring. Put a few saucers in the fridge so the test samples of jam can be cooled as quickly as possible. Take the pan off the heat. Spoon 1 tablespoon of jam or jelly onto the chilled saucer and cool for a few minutes. Then push the jam or jelly with a finger. The jam should wrinkle or frill if the setting point has been reached. If not, return the pan to the heat and boil briskly for a few more minutes. When testing for a set with a thermometer, always stir the jam well before taking a reading. Number 2, use a large saucepan or preserving pan if you're making large quantities. Number 3, choose slightly underripe rather than overripe fruit. Prepare the fruit, taking care to remove all bruised and damaged pieces as these spoil the colour and the flavour of the jam or jelly. Stones may be removed beforehand or during cooking when they float to the surface and can be removed with a slotted spoon. Number 4, granulated sugar is excellent. Caster sugar and brown sugar are not recommended because they produce a lot of froth. Always weigh the sugar as it is sold in 1 kilogram bags and not the old-fashioned £2 bags. So check this when you're reading old recipes. I know a lot of people collect old recipes, so just be sure to note that. Number 5. Fruit should be cooked slowly in water until completely tender. Add in acids such as lemon juice during this stage if required. Number 6. When the fruit is soft, the contents of the pan should be reduced by a good third before adding sugar. This ensures the correct proportion of water to sugar in the finished preserved. Hey, Danny! Don't forget that thumb. Oh, there it is. I'm talking about making jams and jellies at the moment. This ensures the correct proportion of water to sugar in the finished preserve. Number 7, the sugar must be completely dissolved before the jam is boiled rapidly to reach the setting point. Test after 5 minutes. No jam should need boiling for longer than 25 minutes. Number 8, scum should only be removed at the end of cooking, as it is wasteful to remove any before. A knob of butter can be added to the boiling jam to reduce the scum. Number 9. So that the fruit will not rise in the jars, some jams must cool for 10 to 15 minutes. Number 10. Warm jam jars by putting them in a low oven for 15 minutes. Then fill them right to the brim. Put a wax disc on at once, wax side down, pressing carefully to remove all the air bubbles. Place the lid, glass stopper or cellophane cover on when the jam is either very hot or cold, not when it is warm. When jam is cold, label with name and date. 11. Store jars in cool, dry places away from strong light. Number 12. When making jelly, don't squeeze the jelly bag or you'll have a cloudy mixture. If you scald the jelly bag or cloth with boiling water first, the juice will run through and not be absorbed by the fabric. And finally, number 13, there are new pectin and jam sugars in shops. If you decide to buy, do follow the manufacturer's recipes. And then I have shared before with you what went wrong and why. So if you want to know that, if you missed that in a previous live, do ask in the comments below and I'll be sure to do that again. And also freezing jams or freezer jams. And I have so many jam recipes. If you're interested in those, then do ask and I will do that for you. Mike's brought me a coffee in. So I'll just have some of that. I was going to say, but you can't guess what I'm drinking today. Dawn does not drink tea. Some people are very surprised. An English person doesn't drink tea. And then Mike says, I don't drink tea either. A fair amount of English people don't drink tea. Mostly people in the north love the tea a lot more than people in the south of England. And yes, as you can see from the comment above, I've done my toe again. You'll see that on the community post yet again. And I was already pretty down from having a really bad pussy infection. Yum. Yum. I was getting very concerned about it. It was getting worse and worse. So I did surgery with a pin. And I kept putting plasters on to try and soak the pus up at night. It's not on the toe was after. So I kept doing that. And then it looks like I've got a further infection I seem to now be allergic to plaster stickiness. I don't know, because now beyond all the big pus and the scab and whatever else, there's, should I not talk anymore about this? There's now all raw and sore and last night couldn't even have the bed cover on. But anyway, so apart from sort of feeling a bit up and down with that, we're getting there. And I couldn't go on my walk tomorrow, obviously. I can't really get a shoe. I've got my slipper on, but even just putting a croc on, just like loosely putting it on my foot, any very slight touch on the top of the toe is an issue. So I can't go on my walk tomorrow. And Mike had also said when I come back from my walk, when he comes home, he was going to take me out on a date. Can't do that now. And the good thing is, though, if it's a good thing, today the weather turned. It's raining. Raining. We don't normally get rain in this region until mid to late November. And I know that for a fact because I never get rain here until I'm either just picking my olives or just finished picking my olives. I don't do exactly the same date in November for picking the olives. So it's variable. Sometimes I just finish picking them if I pick them late and then the rains come. I'm like, yay, I did that in time. Or sometimes I would be still picking them and you'd have to come in for an hour or so, let the rain pass, and then go out. There'll only be like light showers that time of year, but they are heavy and thunderstorms and lightning, and it went all through last night and banging, and the cats are jumping all over the place. So we've had a lot of rain, which is good, because I'm doing a new hugel project. I've already got lots of hugel beds, as you'll probably know, but I'm messing about with them. I've actually edited a video today, the start of the story of what's happening with the hugels, to sort of tease you into what's going to happen with those. And I have started filming as I've progressed with them. And obviously, when you're doing new things with hugel beds, you don't want to build them all up really and then let the rain come if it's dry stuff you've never used before. So I've just started some of them, and obviously with this big rain, those layers are now nice and wet and mushy. Hopefully I can't get down and see them. I asked Mike to go down and look and he wouldn't, but then when I'm better, then I can start adding more layers. But it's more than just hugels, because you know I've already got hugels. So you'll see, as I say, I've been filming it as I've been going along up to where I am. So I've just got to keep remembering to film little bits and then edit it all together when they're done or nearly done. So that's another project there. I seem to be in the middle of lots of little projects at the minute. As you've seen, the glass seed jars I posted, that took me, obviously I didn't sit down and do it in one go, but just scraping the paper off the jars was, well, that was days. And then I started painting the lids. And then Mike went, oh, did you want some jars? And then some more jars arrived. So in that video, you'll see I say I've painted all the lids. And then you'll see sort of to the side, there's some more jars not even done. That's why. I think there's something like 45 jars in total, I'm guessing. That's not all the seeds. Somebody did say something about that's nice for all your seeds. And I was like, oh, I didn't actually say. That isn't all my seeds. I have, it's got stuff on it. This is where I keep my seeds. It's a big tub. This is all my packets of seeds. So this is what I call new seeds, or if people send me seeds, that's in there. That is full of packets of seeds, or as I say, new seeds that people have sent me. The seeds in the jars are only from things I've grown from seeds and then harvested the seeds. So if you like, they're the second or third or fourth time of seed. So they are harvested seeds, hence why I call myself the seed grower. They are grown seeds rather than new seeds, if you like. And if people give me seeds, new seeds that I haven't had before, they go in that big container there. So that's all brand new stuff. And then that's why I've got the jars. I haven't like emptied packets into those. And then what I did, you saw I cut out pictures from the seed packets. They are from seed packets of things I've planted, and they are now harvested seeds again from several times around, or new this year or whatever, but harvested seeds. So that's what they are. And I'm building those up more. And yesterday I was harvesting seeds from grapes. Harvesting seeds from grapes. That's a mean task when I didn't let them dry out. They're just starting to go. And I actually wanted the grape juice. So these grapes all had at least 3 seeds in each grape. And all I had was, you know, like a lemon squeezer, like the old-fashioned sort of peaky thing with a little dish on the bottom and you just squeeze a lemon on the top. That's all I've got. Can you imagine Dawn getting one grape at a time, slicing it in half, getting the seed out? I found in the end it was better to get the seeds out first before squeezing it. So get the seeds out and then get the grape and go on the top. That was my day yesterday. But I don't like to waste things. So I've got loads of seeds, and it made enough grape juice. So it was a big bunch a big like carrier bag of grapes, and it made enough for 2 glasses that big. And I did one for me and one for Mike of the grape juice. So I don't feel it was a waste. We got the juice out of it because we're not keen on grapes with seeds. We like the seedless ones. So be sure to see that in the future, once they're all cleaned and everything, they will be on my list of giveaway seeds. They're white grapes. I know some people only like red, some only like white. If you want to make wine, they're going to be great seeds for great grapes for making wine. So if you're interested in thinking about making wine, then hopefully you'll be a recipient soon. I'm only doing one a month. I do really want to increase it to 2 a month, but we'll see how things go. Ashley got his seeds. He was the last recipient. He was the recipient for October, and he said he got the seeds. So I think Mike said that 2 weeks. I think he's got his headphones on, but I think he said that was 2 weeks to get to England, so that wasn't too bad with the mystery seed packet, as in mystery how it gets there, because we can't post seeds this end. So yeah, do hang on, everybody. There's so many people I want to send them to, but as I said, I'm trying to pick here, there, and everywhere people, so it's not kind of order I knew people or anything like that. I'm trying to throw them around different countries and different people. So be patient. Everyone will get a turn at some point if you're in my community. And as I've said before, if I don't know you as a person or a channel that grows things, then please let me know you are interested in growing. Obviously, Danny Day's Homestead, we can see Homestead more likely. Obviously, the channel is a growing channel. But there's people, who can we pick? Oh, I know a good example, someone who's always here, Jasper Pudding Face. Now, obviously, I know who she is. I know Janine, but you wouldn't know whether she grows things, likes to grow things, lives in an apartment and can't grow anything. And, you know, so if you're someone like that, just let me know. I like growing things, or put something on your channel about growing things and gardening things. So I don't just want to send them to homesteading channels. I want to be sure that people that aren't homesteading channels or gardening channels, you've all got fair dues of getting some seeds. So there's that. While we're talking about channels, you can't see, I don't think, very well, but today I'm wearing my favourite purple t-shirt. I love purple, and this was a prize I got last year, I think, from the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Oh yeah, I think you can see that. Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla. So do go and check out their channel. They're a very varied channel. I'm just catching up with a lot of their videos at the moment. They go to like garage sales and all sorts of things. I've made Mike watch one of their videos this week that I watched it. I thought, oh, I'd love that video. He goes and in exchange for cutting a guy's land, it's really like overgrown, for cutting that all back and there's rubbish amongst it and clearing all that and getting rid of it all for him, he gives him a camper van. And it's not a small camper van either. So go and look at that. That's the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla is the channel. And yeah, I'll just type that in so you can check them out. It's Jeff and Tammy. As I say, very varied channel, lots of things. There's some gardening stuff there. I can't think of English. I think of English. I've been doing Greek all day as I can't do a lot. There, English. Mind you, gorilla's not far out. The spelling's slightly different. It's gorillas. Gorillas. So that's not too far out. So you'll know some Greek now. So there's that. What else? Oh, I had a little laugh. I can't remember what I was talking about. I was thinking about different recipes, how to use eggs up. So I was saying to Mike, well, you could make sort of some sort of pie, and you could do like a crumble on top, a savoury crumble. You could do breadcrumbs or even toasted breadcrumbs with boiled egg all really like mushed up. So it's like toasted breadcrumbs with sprinkles of egg in as a sort of topping. And I said, that's basically egg on toast for those who can't chew. That was so funny. That's so me. We come out with things like this all the time. I really should have a camera up. As I say, people think I'm making up things already. So there's that. What else do we have to speak of? Oh, I've been going through some more stuff. You know, I'm clearing. So my section, Blast from the Past. I don't know what to do with all these things. We have eBay, but we don't have eBay. We can't use the formal eBay. We have to use what they call Cyprus eBay, which is eBay, but you can't, you guys know, we can't send things backwards and forwards through eBay, or that's why we can't have Amazon, because you have to do certain taxes and all that. I don't know. So we can't sell things on eBay, basically. If we want to buy things, we can use eBay Spain. Did you know there are other types of eBay? They are eBay, but not the eBay, not the American form. We can't use like the English form. Anyway, so I can't sell them on that, but I've got all these old, what do you call them? Computer games, like disc. These are disc. And I pulled out particularly this set because I used to love this one. I used to play it a lot. How many of you remember Roller Coaster Tycoon? You can make up like a fairground. It's not just roller coaster. And I've got 3 of these. I think that's the original one. And you build like the admission place, the admission to the thing. You build all the paths. Well, it's like a maze. I don't remember a maze in it. You can like make money. Obviously, they come in and they pay money for if you set up hot dog stalls and ice cream stalls and things like that. And then out the money you make, you can buy other things. You can landscape. You can make slopes or flat land. Don't know if you'll be able to see anything on the back there or not. As I say, you can set different roller coasters up, all sorts of stuff. Hey, I was just talking about you. I was talking about you. You got to play the beginning back. I mentioned you, Jasper Pudding Face. I mentioned you. Huh? Yeah, this one says an add-on pack. What does this say it gives you? Rocket ships, medieval castles, winter wonderlands, new landscapes. It's all 3D. And then obviously you have to hire people to come and work there to clean up. You've got to buy boring things like trash bins and toilets and things like that, because obviously your guests aren't happy if they have to queue too long for the toilet. And then there's this one. Where's the third one? Is that the one I just showed? Oh, no, this one's the third one. This is another edition one. And this says, get ready to experience all the highs and lows behind the design and construction of your own roller coaster party. Oversee every detail from the choice of rides and landscaping to the hiring of staff and ticket prices. Oh, yes, you can decide what price for the tickets. So you can make it low and get lots of people in. And then that could be an issue with the toilets, for example. Or they could all have a go on everything and break it all, and then you've got more repairs. New foods, retail shops include something for everyone, like a miniature golf course, ghost train with underground sections, or create a theme for your park. You can also add a suspended monorail. It's your park and you're in control. That's what I like best about this game. It wasn't one of these things you have to do certain things. I like games where, that's why I like The Sims, you've got free range what you want to do. You don't follow a route. Janine says, I watch it back, just waiting for pain meds. Oh, not feeling good today. Oh, hope you feel better. So yeah, I've got 3 of those, a nice set, and they don't seem to play on computer. This one, I think this one's got a, no, this one hasn't. I don't think we've got one with a thingy anymore. But even so, some of them, my old computer that, you know, went kaput, that did have a disk drive. But a lot of these games won't play on it. And this is something that annoys me. I get if you've got modern day stuff, it won't work on format of old things. But you'd think you'd still be able to carry on playing with or programs and just transport them over. But no, you can't. You cannot. So I don't know. I know a lot of people collect things. I've got tons of games, tons and tons. I'd rather sell them all in one go. Just sell them as it is. And that's what I want to do with my dance stuff. I've got a whole stock of all sorts of dance shoes, dance costumes, brand new, leotards, everything for ballet skirts, mostly children's sizes, but some of the costumes and tap shoes are adult sizes, all sorts of stuff. But I went to sell it off just before the pandemic. But now I'm stuck with it all, and I think people are too scared to invest in sort of hobbies and things now. I think a lot of dance schools shut down as well. And I know a lot of dance schools as well let children wear their own clothes. So I think I'm kind of stuck with them. I've tried dance shops, but again, with the pandemic, people aren't buying in. They're just trying to get rid now. And I would say a lot of countries are having financial issues now. So I don't think dance would be a priority either anymore. But there's got to be someone out there that is interested, as long as I get my money back for them all. And I got them all wholesale, so they're really cheap. They're not American prices, which I know dance shoes and stuff's really expensive there. I'm willing to ship, but I'm not willing to pay the shipment. So if someone wants them, make me an offer on the whole lot, or if you say all ballet stuff or all tap stuff, whatever, I would sell them separately, but again, I don't want to pay any shipment prices, and things like tap shoes are heavy. But if anyone out there's got anyone who you think might be interested in something, I have got videos of all the stuff for sale on my dancing channel. If you need links, or everyone needs the links, and you can look through it all, and the prices are all in the description. So if anyone does know anyone, then please put them on to me, or just ask me for the links of the videos. And it went over about 5 or 6 videos. There's so much stuff, and I wanted to put it all in the description, like the size, the price and everything. And obviously, you know, you can't put that many words in the description. So I broke it up into different categories. And as I say, there's probably about 5 or 6. It says mask and sequin waistcoats and tailcoats and all sorts. So there's a lot of adult stuff as well. Hey, Ashley, how is your toe? Maybe you need a transporter to drive you around. That's the sort of humour I need today. And there is Ashley on form. Oh, yeah. That's funny. I love that. I love that. I'm walking around a lot better today. As I said at the beginning, it's more, I can't put shoes on. I've got a slipper on. Just even slight touch of the top. Even in bed last night, I had a little cover on and I just didn't want it to touch my toe. But it's a lot better today. The picture on the community post wasn't when I initially did it. So it was a lot better there, but I'm getting quite good at that. That was because I'd already got this bad infection and I wasn't feeling that well. And if I get up in the night, I normally put the light on because, I can't think where things are. Things aren't where I think they are. And I will walk into the side of a doorway, like the opening of the door. I will walk into the side of the door if I'm tired or half asleep. So I always put the light on. And Mike was stirring. I was like, I don't want to put the light on. And because I wasn't feeling well, I was way off where the doorway was. I feel in my hands, but I still don't know where it is. And it's not far. I don't go down the hallway to the toilet. I just go up a step from the bedroom. Yes, my bedroom, my house is like a bungalow, but we've got ups and downs. So come up one step and I just completely smashed my toe into the doorway. I wasn't even at the opening, and it wasn't I didn't quite get to the doorway. I'd actually gone beyond the doorway, so I was the far side of the opening of the door. And I think what it was I'd felt that edge of the doorway and then tried to go round it the wrong side. I thought I was at the first bit of the opening and I just smashed my toe right in there. And obviously I was like making all sorts of noises. And I was half asleep still and I wasn't feeling well. And that thing we all do, like, it's like, what's happened? What's the matter? And when you're like, you've just hit yourself, you can't go, oh, I've just hurt my toe. You're like, oh. And I was just like making all sorts of noises. And he's like, well, what's the matter? What's happened? And I'm like, oh, it's my toe, my toe. Well, what have you done? What have you done? And you're like, just wait a minute, let me get over the pain. But we all do it when he bumps or hits or goes, oh no. And I was like, what have you done? And he doesn't tell you for ages. Oh dear. We're all good at doing the same thing in reverse. If someone says, oh, you should have just said, or no, what he does do when he tries to tell me something is when he's choking, which he does a lot. And he always tries to tell me why he's mid-choke that he's all right, which then makes him not all right. No, for goodness sake, when you're choking, just even if you feel you've recovered, you just have to get your airflow back properly. Did he ask, does it hurt? I think he could hear it hurt, but he didn't know what it was. And then he said, why do you put the light on? You always put the light on. I said, I thought I could have found the big hole that was the doorway because we keep the toilet door open. We just always have done. We keep the toilet door open and we've got a wedge on it. So it's not like I even could have walked into the door. That's so it's easy to go in and out for me. No. So I'm a bit concerned. My perspective is not even off now, but it's completely shifted. I was feeling, but I don't know how, I'd missed feeling the first sort of wooden sort of side bit of the open doorway. Somehow I'd missed that and I'd started feeling beyond the hole, felt that, and then felt I'll go through there. I don't know. You know what they say? Oh, how did you do that? Oh, I walked into a door. But it wasn't even the door, it was the sides of the doorway. Oh my goodness. But I shoved it, obviously, because I was like, oh, shuffling through, because I wasn't well with the infection as well. So I was like, oh. walking like that, obviously shuffling along like you do. I choke quite a bit after having a stroke. Cameron always asks me, choke, are you okay? Yeah. When your eyeballs, Ashley, are popping out your head, are you okay? Hey, Neil. Hello to you. How are you, my friend? I saw you a little while ago. Yeah, nearly missed the squirrels again. Oh, that was funny, wasn't it? Well, it wasn't funny. Poor squirrels. She was trying her hardest to be polite and didn't know what to do. I was like, huh? You haven't got enough moderators. Yes. I like being the shade of purple. Yeah, you got no air when you're choking. Got no air. And you're like, yeah. I imagine the cartoons, you know, with the steam coming out of the ears and the top of the head comes off and all those noises. Neil says, just got off the phone with internet tech, getting my modem internet upgraded. Ooh. Oh, that's got to be good news. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's really great, Neil. That is really good news to hear. It's nice to have some good news. I've had problems with YouTube. And I thought it was my fault. And then I thought it was because of a comment I'd had. And you know how you think, oh, was it because of that? Was it because of that? And I thought, oh, was it because of what I did? Your modem's 12 years old. Oh, it's only a child. Oh, you're going to be super whiz now. Yeah, so anyway, what it was, and stop me if this has happened to you. Stop me. I got a message from YouTube and a Gmail, and it basically said, can't remember word for word. I could bring it up. See if I can bring it up so I could quote it specifically. Let's see. Oh, it's not on Word doc, is it? I could bring it up, but I won't. I won't. Basically said one of your, well, I've only got one of your like AdSense, YouTube AdSense accounts, as in your monetization account, has been stopped. It's been stopped. It's finished. Kaput. It's gone. And it's one of those messages you get from YouTube. It gives you no information. It just says something, and then you have to spend the rest of the day trying to figure out A, why, and B, what you can do about it. And obviously I wasn't well at the time. I was mid-infection, and I was, I don't need this. But I know with YouTube, a lot of stuff like that, if you don't deal with it in a certain amount of time, it can't be retrieved anyway. Oh, I spent a lot of time on it. Oh, it basically said anything you've got under €10, which is all I earn. I get about €2 if I'm lucky in instalments. I told you they keep me right down. So they keep saying I only got €2. I've got €2. And I never make, I think, did I say here it was €80 I have to get a month in order to get any payment? I think it was 80. But obviously I never get that. And then, oh, well, sorry, you didn't make the money. We'll roll €2 over to next month. So I never get paid. I got the one-off payment because I made a song and dance about that. So I've always been open, told you what I earned. So I've got that one payment one time, and that was it. And now they dropped my subscriptions, taking me under the 1K, so I can't get any more anyway. But by the by, so they said, right, it's stopped now. It's been frozen. It's stopped. You don't have it anymore. Pardon me, you don't have it anymore. So I'm trying to figure it all out. And it's got my actual account number. So it's not a random thing, because you'll so worry, oh, someone's just like, it's spam or something. But they had my actual Google account AdSense number. So I knew it was real. So because they wouldn't have that. That comes to you by security mail, and it's one of those like your credit card or bank things where it's all that sealed up thing, and then you have to scratch it off and all that. It's all like secret code. So no one's got that, and you don't use it anywhere. So anyway, I spend ages trying to sort it out, and the only things I can find out, because obviously they don't reply to this email, is it could be, because these are reasons it could be, there's been a comment you've allowed on your lives. So I was thinking, oh, was that a situation? Something you've done that goes against their policy at some point, in some way, somehow, sometime. Well, I'm pretty sure any updated policies they make, they could find something somewhere, anybody. I do talk about facts and truth of YouTube a lot, and I know they can back look at things. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to upset them one day, but then I only speak factually, so they can't do anything as long as what I say is fact and I've got the source where I get my info from. It's never hearsay. It's always factual from somewhere specific. So I can argue that, but it doesn't tell you why. There was another reason. That no, when you've put ads on, they put ads on mine. I don't put the ads on, but when you've got ads running on your channel, no advertising sources in the last 6 months have wanted to put any adverts on your channel, i.e. it might be a sort of channel that ads don't want to associate with, let's say that, maybe that, but you've had no adverts running on your channel, even though you've accepted or they put ads on your channel. Everyone's gone away from that. So it could be that. I know that's not a fact because I keep getting these measly €2. So there are ads there. And some of you guys say when you come on my live, oh, I'm here, but I'm watching an ad. So I know there have been ads. If you have a niche, then the ads will come for that niche. Yeah, and also if you tag certain words, they will put ads in certain thing, and that's how I think I get my sponsorships, that way as well. Don't know. Oh, sorry, Ashley, AdSense. When you watch an advert on YouTube, that is AdSense. That's the company. AdSense is the company. So all these people have adverts on their channels. They have signed up. Mine's a little bit different. They just put it on anyway because I'm an experimental channel in Cyprus. But a normal YouTube channel, when they have ads running, they've reached 1K subscribers and a certain amount of watch hours, and then they get asked if you want adverts. If you say, no, I don't want monetization, they will put the ads on anyway and keep all the money. So you might as well, basically. And also, if you say, no, I don't want to be monetized and be with AdSense, and they put the adverts on, you've got no say as to what adverts go on. So it could be gambling or something you're against, or let's say a type of religion you're not into, or nasty adverts. So you need to monetize just I say, so you get control on the adverts. I don't have that button. But normal people, yes. Anyway, so I'm trying to sort it out. So it says, if your money in the bank of AdSense at the moment, if you've earned, even though you have to get, I think in America you have to have $100 for each month payout, but mine is 80, I think it's €80. Because you might not have reached that threshold yet, but we're cancelling you, then you can take that, you'll get a check now and finish, but only if you've got over €10. If you've got under €10, then that's kind of our deposit. So we keep that. So if you've got less than €10, then you can't get anything at all on your final payout. So I'm like, well, I've got €2. I thought, actually, I've got more than €2 because in my last live, or the live before last live, I think, I was going to say Repurpose My Way, but that's Shelley's other channel. Off Grid Whiskey and Sunshine. That's the channel she did it through. She gave me a super sticker. And I think it was €3, but I get a payout of €2.88. I think it said I get afterwards. It comes up what you actually get because they take some of that. I think it said €2.88. So I was like, well, I've got at least €4. I was like, hold on a minute. She's donated that. That's under the €10. I'm not going to get it. So I sent her a little message and I said, can you just like say to them, if you're not paying that out, you either pay that to me, I need that because that was paid to me, or else she's got a right to ask for it back because it was a donation to me. And they can't say, oh, sorry, that's part of the under €10, we're keeping it. So I let her know what the message was. Anyway, she got back to me today. Shelley's great. She's wonderful. She's really good. And she said, don't worry about it, Dawn. She said, I've asked her how she knows this, but I haven't looked back at my messages. But she said it was like an error message. I don't know what she called it. I can't remember, but meaning like an error message that got thrown out to loads of YouTubers. And it wasn't right, because I also went on my AdSense account to sort of see, can I reactivate it? Or I've heard that you can reactivate some of these things, but a lot of them are saying, no, once you lose your, like if you go under 1K, you can't have AdSense anymore, being the partnership program. They say you can reapply, but I've heard that no one ever gets back in it once they've dropped out. So that's why they try and take you back under 1K. Then you're out of it and you can't get paid anymore, but they can still run ads. Anyway, she said, no, it was just a random message. And I wondered why I went in AdSense and everything looked fine and normal in there. There wasn't a message in there or said you've been cancelled. And she said, no, just a random sort of message that went out by mistake to loads of YouTubers. And not to worry about it, no one's been affected. It was just a mistake. Now, it wasn't like it was a random message to everyone, like press the button, it went to X amount of people, because it had my actual account number in it. So it seems a bit odd, but I'll see what she says, how she knew of it, but it doesn't seem anything has changed. So, I'm grateful to Shelley for telling me, because I've just been like, oh my goodness. Not that I can get the money, but it's always been this thing of if other people can get it, it's not fair I can't, you know. So I'm a big fair play person. So it's discrimination to say because you live in Cyprus, you can't be monetarised. There are other countries as well. It's not just Cyprus. You'll be surprised, there's quite a lot of countries, which is why very likely you don't see a lot of other types of countries as YouTubers. And that's why there's not really any other YouTubers in Cyprus, unless they can use another address. A lot of them use Greece for addresses, or England or other countries. Then that's how they've swung it. But you can't use a Cyprus address for YouTube. But I've been through all that before. That wasn't what that was about. Are you over 1K? You have to be over 1K first, Ashley. And I forget what the watch hours are because they changed it. There's a certain amount of watch hours, and then you'll get a message from them and it will say you can join the partnership program, and that means you can get AdSense. If you get to that stage, I can help you all through it if you need any help at all. As I say, it's been harder battle for me more than anyone else, because they just treat Cyprus completely different. Neil says, I have a friend, he does all money stuff. Because of that, money and business ads come to him. In the last 2 years, he went from 2K to 400K followers. Wow. Ah, there you go, Ashley, 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours. There you go. Neil's your man for the facts and the figures. Neil knows what he's on about. Anything computery, Neil's pretty good at, I think, Ashley. if in doubt, ask Neil and he'll soon tell you or point you in the right direction. But Neil is pretty good for us simpletons that don't know a lot about computers. Neil just goes, oh, it's this. You're like, thanks, Neil. Try and stay on top of a lot of stuff. You're great. We need people like you that just tell us the answers without like making us feel stupid. Didn't have computers in my day. Same as Ashley. No computers. We just have to learn what we can learn. Yes, so that was that. So it all seems okay. As I say, I think they'll try and wipe me out because I'm sliding down to, I think I'm 4.1 or something now. So if I go under that, I'm thinking about doing something else. Don't know what. We've had some ideas. Think about doing something. I do like YouTube. That's the trouble. I love it. I'm not one of these, oh, well, I'm not doing it anymore. No, I love it. I really do love it. I just wish it had been left as it was supposed to be, a creator space, just actual content. I do like content and community. That's what it should be called, content and community. Yes. There we go. Start that up, Neil. Start up your own thing. We will come. Content and community. That's nice, isn't it? That's exactly what it should be. Content and community. Yes. Oh, yeah. The other thing that I've told before, my story that somebody said, if your numbers go up and down, and no, this isn't fact. I always speak fact. This isn't fact, but it seems to work. Every time your numbers go down, if you look on the dashboard page, YouTube is normally trying to swing you to do something else. It's all going to be so they get more people watching your channel, particularly if you're 1K or above, because they don't want you to go, I'm monetized now, and fold your arms and sit back. They want you to get even more viewers and subscribers. So they like to panic you a bit, which is why normally when you've got 1.10K, I don't know anyone who's never started sliding back a little bit. Anyway, this guy said, every time you see these little messages, oh, you need to do this now, or you need to do that now, or click on this and do this, join this, do this. If you did it, your numbers rise. If you didn't do it, your numbers kept sliding. Now, this is all hearsay. And he said, but if you doubt this, do it. And if your numbers are sliding, do what it says and just watch. So they kept on at this join thing. I didn't want to do this community join thing because I already do Patreon. And I like the idea of Patreon. If you don't know what that is, then I've probably got a video of it somewhere. I can link it to you about my Patreon. It's like donations, another way of getting donations. But with Patreon, let's say you decide to donate €5 to me. For that €5, I say, if you donate €5, I'll give you this, this, and this. And then there'll be another tier. If you donate, say, €10, you choose your tiers and your amounts and what you give. And I do ones, I can't remember the prices top of my head. I'll link the video if you're interested in it, of what I give and for how much. And if you give this much, and it goes up to an amount where if you donate what my highest price is, you can have free holidays and horse riding and so on and so forth. So it's good stuff. But there's small ones where if you just want to donate, and you can do it monthly or just one off, it's up to you. And then some of my things, I think some of mine say newsletter. I'll give you a newsletter and things like that. Anyway, so I didn't want to do join, which is a very poor version of Patreon. And the join one is the YouTube version that you'll see. It says join or something under people's videos or medals, all sorts of things. They keep changing what it looks like. And with that, you can only offer what they say in their boxes. And it's all based around YouTube. It's not a perk for you. Oh, the first thing is these little, like your names are here now on the chat. If, say, Neil was I don't know what they call them, the people who do the join, if you joined, you get another little symbol next to your name. Well, I think that's bad, because that's like then saying, well, Neil's better than Ashley because look, Neil's got a little badge next to him, and it's supposed to then entice the ones without that to join. I don't like that. You don't need a mark to show you're something. So I wasn't interested in the join. Anyway, I'm sliding. I thought, join. And I thought, I'm never going to put it up anywhere. And and my numbers went back up again. And I thought that was weird, because it wasn't the first thing I'd done like that, where it says do this, this and this. There. Oh, the next thing was, then it stays there for a bit, and then another thing comes up. Oh, do this, this and this. And I don't do it. So I go, and it's funny, this guy said this happens, because before all this join stuff, I was climbing. I think I got to 1.47. I think that was my highest, 1.47. Not that I look at the numbers, but I was looking at them because of what this guy had been saying. He said, keep your eye on this. Anyway, so I'd done this join thing, and never mentioned the join or anything. It went down. And I thought, is there a message? So I looked in this dashboard, and I looked there, and it said, you need to make a video about that you've done this join thing. Make a video. And we've already set up on your, like where you post the video, we've already set that up for you. So you just need to make just a little quick video and put it up. Well, you know me, I don't like to make a rough video. I like to make good content. And I'm quite pleased with the video, actually. So I made the video, and they'd already titled it all, but I didn't realise at that point that was set as the title. So I changed it. So the title's not what they put. No, I did all that. Numbers gone up again. I was like, this is ridiculous. Anyway, now they keep on about you need to make shorts. I'm not making shorts. And it's just falling. I can't make shorts. I can't even make them if I wanted to. So bye-bye. Bye-bye. And the other funny thing is now with this join thing, because I didn't use that actual title that they'd put, whenever I post a video, you put your title, what your video is. Whenever I go on that bit, it's always their title of this join video thing. It's always there. You can erase it and put your own title, but it's there every time. And then in the description, it's always got the link to my join. And I was like, I don't want that there. So I've been taking it out. But funny, this is before they said make the shorts. I just kept erasing all that and making my videos as normal. It was still falling. I thought, I wonder if it's because I keep taking out the link to their join. There's no point you joining if you're not going to share the link out all the time. So recently, and you can look in my videos, in the description, I've been leaving it, but I've typed everything I want above it. So it's right at the bottom. So if you go on any recent video, you'll find it somewhere right down the bottom, literally. I normally do any description. I always put links to similar videos, or if there's part 1, part 2, I always do that. And there's, I say, links, if there's any links, if I've talked about my other channel in the sort of opening or the closing, I'll put a link to that. Then I always do the music credits, because I have to put music credits in. And then under that, I do the hashtags. I do that, not the tags, hashtags in the description, which is supposedly draws people searching for you, like the tags, but a bit different. And then it's normally sitting there either just above or below that. Where was I up to? try to stay on top of a lot of stuff. I'm almost to 600 after 12 years. I'm here for the fun. I'm here for the fun of laughing how ridiculous all this is. As I say, I've looked at the numbers before. If you're any basic mathematician, the numbers don't compute. They really don't. If they say how many are watching, how many have subscribed. Oh, it told me 28 people subscribed in one day, unsubscribed in one day. There wasn't even a video out. So randomly, they just looked at videos. I think the last one that had been out was nothing, as in nothing anyone could. It might have been a drive or something like that. Nothing you could take offence at. There was no words, or it might have been insects and just music. It was nothing you could pick everything up on. It's just nonsense. It's nonsense. I'm looking forward to the 4 p.m. flowers. Yes, but actually do be careful. Don't plant them in the ground, as in they will take over. Do watch my video on them and you'll see the roots. I linked the video under the description of the video where it says if you want the seeds, this is what you need to do in the description. So after where all the seeds are listed, you could choose from, there's a link to those flowers. Do watch that because you'll see the roots. And the buds drop little seeds out and they just go everywhere. So contain them. They're all right in the ground, but as long as they're in the ground, if you've got a front garden, you just want a front garden full of flowers, fantastic. But if you don't grow them near veg and stuff particularly, you can grow them in pots. But as I say, do watch the video if you want any more info. But they are pretty. I want to see what colours you get because they're just random. And you could put 2 different seeds next to each other and they'll create another colour. So they're so pretty. They're so pretty. Need a mobile? Yeah, haven't. Mike's mobile is a mobile phone, doesn't even take photographs. It has a torch. You can text, but you can't do emojis on it. It's basically a phone that you can send a text, but no emojis, no camera, nada. So can't do it anyway. 16 to 9. So what I get this 16 to 9, I get that, but like, can you do that on a camera? I doubt it. Under 1 minute. Yeah, I know it's under 1 minute. But seriously, I don't want to make a short. Oh, I didn't want to do the drawing, but I thought, I'll throw it down. It's not going to kill me to have it there. Somebody might want to do it that doesn't know Patreon. Fine. It's not going to harm me to have it there, but I'm not going to be bullied into making a short. So saying that, if I was going to get a phone and then do that, I'd rather do Instagram because I believe, do you know about Instagram now? I believe you can make better money at Instagram. I don't know anything about it apart from someone told me you could do Instagram on your computer, and I just started sort of looking into it. And I didn't like the way that they wanted all sorts of personal information that was nothing to do with anything to join up to Instagram. And I found that a bit bizarre. I mean, I won't go on Facebook because of that. Well, there's other reasons why I won't ever touch that with a barge pole. But I was interested. I like the concept of just take a picture and do something. I don't know enough about it, to be honest. But yeah, I think I'd be interested in that. Sure, it was a great way to get views. Record 15 seconds me boiling eggs, 1,400. Yeah. So complicated to get your head around, not inspire me to do more. Oh, sorry, Janine. Sorry, Janine. Hey, how are you doing? It's if I want to say, yeah, because they're all part of the same thing. But I prefer the concept of that. I like the idea of just take a picture and but I think it's too complicated to do it on the computer anyway. Yeah, tiki-toki, or as I call it, kiddie talk. You know, that was Musically, don't you? That was the children's thing, and they just changed the name to TikTok to try and get some adults on. Yeah, people want to send you pictures. That is the worst thing. Oh, I've got to be careful. If you've got children, that is the worst thing you could do, is let them have tiki-toki. You really, I can send you a link of a channel that explains why you shouldn't touch it with a barge pole, particularly if you've got children. If you're interested in that, I can find the link. And it's the way as well. This is what I don't know why. Tiki-toki, Facebook, don't know about Instagram, but definitely Facebook and Tiki-toki, you can use copyrighted music without any penalty. But if you then do that same thing or put it onto YouTube, I get why you can't on YouTube, and I agree with it, but how can you use copyrighted stuff on Tiki-toki and Facebook? No one's been able to answer that before, which tells you they do have more ins in, let's say, the high people, that they can do it. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Tiki-toki has some huge names on it now. Lots of money making there as well, like Insta. Ooh. And Twitter. Now, Twitter was the original. Twitter was the very first thing. Anyone who knows Peter Andre, I'm sure you all know Peter Andre. Peter Andre, when he was a young lad, started to become famous in Australia. He went to America, and Twitter was a new thing. There wasn't any other social media at all. Twitter just started, very small time, and he was showing Peter Andre it, and he got him onto his account. This is what's his name? Hilton, not Paris Hilton, as Mike says. What's his name? Piers Hilton. It's Piers Hilton. I think that's his name. And he was showing him it and everything, and he got him an account. And he said, well, that's no good. Well, I go back to England. No one knows what it is. He goes, no, it's fine. And overnight, Peter Andre, through that, even though it was small time then, got famous in America overnight. Neil, I was on ICQ, don't know what that is, and Merkway, way before Twitter came round. I don't know what they are, Neil. What are they? ICQ. Don't know what they are, Neil. I met Peter Andre. He was in Iceland by Life and Chips. Only Ashley could say that. But he's down to earth. Did you speak with him? He's very down to earth. I like him. I know a lot of people laugh at him and whatever, but he is really down to earth. You know, he's Cypriot parents, don't you? Cypriot parents. And I know where his house is in Cyprus. It's actually in Larnaca, which is the other side of the island. Ah, here we are. ICQ was a social online meet. Yes, because, Neil, America is far ahead in years of any social media at all. The closest England got to it was just blogging. That's all England had for, years and years. Social media didn't come to England till 90s? I want to say the 90s. And it was going way longer in America. It just didn't seem to take off anywhere else. The MSN chat rooms. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that was the first thing England had. It was like the chat rooms. And Yahoo chat rooms later on. Right. Yeah, I've not heard of ICQ at all. Don't know that at all. Yeah, so it's always interesting stuff. I think always makes interesting conversations. If anyone knows a lot about Instagram and can advise me, I'll be willing to chat about that. My email's below, so send me an email and we'd say your email or however you want to connect. And is it worth me doing it? And if it is, tell me pros and cons and things like that. I want someone I know that can give me good advice. I can watch YouTube to my heart's content for information, but you're going to get promoters making videos. You left Insta, right? Okay, this is interesting. It was just getting hard for me to keep up. This is one of those swipey things, isn't it? Listen to me, you don't know what I'm talking about. Am I going to? I don't want to watch it. I just want to do it. So I'm not interested in I know it's all about, because we had a workaway here once that was showing me, oh, you can get so many followers in 10 minutes and all this. And at that point, I wasn't even interested. And he goes, you just go like, or follow, whatever it is you do on that one. I think it's follow. And and then and and he goes, and then they all just follow you back, and then he goes, leave it 24 hours, then you go and you delete all that, or else you'll just get backed up. And I just remember him saying all that, and I was like, okay, this is not the sort of social media I want to be involved in. It's all photo stuff and short videos. That's what I want to do. Photo, show what I'm doing, like I use my community post for on here. And do you get paid for that? And if so, how much do you need to do to get paid? It just sounds easier to do. I mean, I still do the videos here. I love doing videos. I love editing, apart from the one I did today. Oh, the one I edited today. Oh, I like... What ones do I like doing? Like I do the Q&A. Oh, by the way, if anyone wants to be in my next Q&A for a shout out, send me a question anywhere. Send me a question, put that it's for the Q&A, and then I will read your question. If I answer your question, if you look at my last Q&A, I'll do it the same way, and I'll put question by Blind Neil, and then I'll put your channel, and then answer your question. I like doing those because, one, I like doing Q&As, and two, I had quite fun with that last one. I sort of moved around different places, and if I get good questions, I might make more of that. So I like editing that sort of thing. No clue how much you need over there. Over here. Yeah, that's why I want it, because it's going to be, if I do Instagram, in my head, it's going to be completely different to this. So it's two different things. As I say, I'm not in it to watch it. I'm in it just to make content. I want to do content. I do like doing content, but I want want to know the money side. Not, it sounds like I'm digging for money, but I want to just have another outlet, if you like. All social medias are paying if you have enough followers and interactions. You don't know what that will be then. It just annoys me that some things like that I'm on the bandwagon, that you don't have to do very much, and you get a lot. Like you're saying, you did that little clip and you got all these followers, and then other creators make massive editing, and particularly people like me that haven't got equipment. You do your best and have to keep moving the tripod everywhere, and you can't get on with the job if you want to film it, because you have to film that bit and then take the gloves off, move it around. And I choose to do it, granted, but for that, and I think it was Andrea or someone saying the other day, yeah, it's funny, the videos you're really proud of and took a long time and set it up, or had to wait for the weather to break to do what you wanted to do, I don't get many views. But then you do a quick, oh, I fell over. Oh, thousands of views, you know. I think if YouTube's going to start doing all these other shorts and bish bosh bash, they should make it more categories. And they did actually put that Zorro sign for shorts, because I kept saying we want to have tea at night and watch a YouTube channel that we both like and follow their story or whatever. And every time recently, Mike pressed play and he sat down and he got his dinner, and it's a short, 2 seconds, finished. So we're pleased now they have done that. So at least you can see what's short. I got a lot of views, but only 2 subs from it. Very few likes and dislikes. Yeah, Mike's got one of his videos. I was looking at his channel. He's got 7,000 views, but then he's got dislikes. And I said to him, well, in a way, if you think you're always going to have a certain amount of dislike people, that amount of people came and saw that video, it's not going to be all their cup of tea, and a lot of people dislike. So the more views you get, the more likely you are to get a dislike. The sad bit would be if you only got a couple of views and they were both dislikes, then you've got a problem. Piggles is your biggest fan. I do love Piggles. I do love Piggles. He's one of my favourite animals on YouTube. Oh, it was funny today because we got thunder and I had all 4 cats on me. Literally, I was on like a small double sofa. I had all 4 cats because they couldn't go out. It was raining. They were all a little bit scared. And I said, Mike, go and grab my camera and just get a picture. And I just put a community post like typical thunderstorm or something like that. See, I want Instagram. I'd be good at that. And then I had them all there and they just went to get the camera, and a big clap of thunder right overhead, and literally all 4 cats sprung up and they were gone. And I said to him, don't bother with the camera now. But that would have been a great short. Oh dear. I did a pizza video that got 10k views, again less than 100 interactions, very few subs. I think it really depends on what you're doing, say YouTube or the social medias for. This is why I'm talking about Instagram. I just feel I might meet different people. I was even thinking of doing it as another sort of channel, but I don't know. I'll keep it the same. But I want that, like I say, use this community post for, like I said today, picture, put it up, that kind of thing. So if you like, that would be my version of shorts. I want to do the pictures, not so much filming. If it was filming, that's for here. If it's a picture, that's what I'm looking to Instagram for, just doing the picture. Ashley, she got over 3,000 views having her belly rub. I remember you say that's it, but animals always win the day, don't they? Oh, my cat ones and goats. Goats are doing well. Snakes. I've barely done snakes on this channel. I've done them on my other one, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, because I know a lot of people won't like snakes, and you will get thumbs down for doing a snake video. So I wanted to show each one of the types of snake you get here and a bit about them. So I did each snake as a separate video, and they've actually got really high views. So I put a snake one on this channel. It was saying, because obviously a lot of homesteaders watch this channel, and I put, just to remind you to keep your eyes open or be aware out there or whatever. And I showed how it was a snake, a really long black whip snake that I only just saw when I was about to weed, stretched out really long in a flower bed, and got a whole length of flower bed. And so I filmed that, and I sort of panned up it and everything and whatever else. And then I wanted to show, because obviously he was amongst the plants, wanted to kind of show what that snake looked like. Well, I had a picture of one the cat had got one time, that at least you could see it. So I showed this is what the snake looks like. And I put in the description, I didn't kill the snake. This is one the cat's got, blah, blah, blah. But of course, people don't read the description. Oh, I got such a backlash of that. Oh, my goodness, you shouldn't kill a snake, blah, 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 blah. I hadn't even killed it. So whether you believe you should or you shouldn't. And I had also said in the video that in Cyprus, we call it the farmer's friend. It's not a dangerous snake. It's actually a good one to have in your garden because it gets vermin and bad things. And it actually eats the venomous snake, which is very dangerous. People don't, well, I think people click through, don't watch things, saw that maybe. But all the reason I never put any snake videos on this channel, I was like, you get backlash. The one I did, I got the backlash for. I've got one more snake to put on the other channel, and then I've done every single snake that you get in Cyprus. So I've done that, got that to do. People don't read the descriptions unless you tell them many, many times. I like the way people have to put disclaimers at the top. We're not an expert, blah, 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 blah. I know people stream to Twitch. Twitch, I believe, tell me if I'm wrong, but that was mostly gamers were into Twitch. So I know about Twitch through gamers mostly used that or did use that. People stream to Twitch and then post that video to YouTube and then share it to Insta, Twitter and Facebook. This is another thing. I've only ever had YouTube. I've had no other social media ever in my life, hence I know not a lot about it. How do people have the time? But now you've just answered that question, because I don't have, all right, I've got 3 channels on YouTube. So that's where my time is. But I'm thinking, well, people have got every social media. How do they have the time to post all that? And then they go, oh, how do you manage 3 channels? Well, that's all I've got. They're all kind of there. But now you've answered my question. A lot of the time, they're just taking clips out of things and then posting the whole lot something else. They're not actually making much more. Oh, not anymore. I think we're talking about Twitch. Not anymore. But yes, gamers are a big part of all social media. They are still, I believe, the biggest category of YouTube, I believe, as well, if I'm right in that. I think that's still the biggest category of people. Yes, I believe that. This is very interesting info today. Huge. Biggest category. And then I think it is homesteaders next. I think it's still homesteaders second. And it's funny because they are big channels. No, I like, I don't know. This might have changed now. Family channels, family vloggers. But I think a lot of those have stopped now or done a lot less. The ones that used to do all day, every day, they're not doing it anymore. Homesteaders and DIY. DIY neck and neck. Yes, a good old DIY. Mike's just put a video up on his channel. Let me type it in case any of you don't know it. It's Olive Farm Retreat Cyprus. Olive Farm. He just puts one up when he's got something to put up. Or he goes, I wonder if people be interested in that. Olive Farm Retreat Cyprus. He's got a way that he's got some old 12-volt tools like drills and sanders, those kind of thing. That's what made me think of it. You saying DIY. He's got old 12-volt tools and the battery packs. Long and short of it, he can't use the battery packs anymore and he can't afford to replace them. It's not worth it. They can make up new ones. It's not worth it. And he's made a way that he does something to that battery pack, not engineering or electronics. uses a broom handle. And then he's attached to it a wire with, you know what you put on the battery, the clips, the, you know, the little clippy things when you're charging a car or whatever, the little clips on the end of the wire. And he's put that on the battery. And then he's got a battery that he's built a little trolley thing for. And he can now go anywhere on our land and use any of those tools. So you can use old 12-volt tools that have a battery pack without having a battery pack now. So you don't need to ever buy a battery pack again if you've got crocodile clips. Yay! Man talk. Man talk, crocodile clips. But as he says, you don't need an old battery. He's told you how you can do it without. It's just that he's got this old big battery and he's made this little trolley thing. It's only a short little video, so it's not like laborious. And yeah, sad to think of it this way, but think of most viewers as 5-year-olds. You need to literally tell them what to do and your numbers. Yeah. I get that. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, certainly do. It's like my Workaway, my volunteers that come. And if you don't know, Workaway is a worldwide organisation that volunteers come together with people who need help, and they come for free stays. It's free accommodation in return for a few hours work each day or help. And you write all your profile, what it includes, what it doesn't include, what you need to bring, not bring, you know, all these facts. And I will tell you, there's barely any of them that ever read any of it. And then it's turned on you. So, for example, the one that was coming, I'm fed up with going, I hope you have read, and this. And then they always turn around and go, oh, actually, no. So they don't bother reading the profile, which they have to do. So now, recently, I've just been putting, I'm accepting you on condition that you say you have read the whole profile, because we can't make changes based on the fact you haven't. And now we don't get anyone. And the last one, I said to Mike, I'm fed up with doing that. It's not up to me to be the adult for them. If you're coming abroad to a stranger's place, I think you should be able to read everything. Wouldn't you be the one afraid of what it might incur? So, but no, obviously not. It's not up to me. So I'm just saying, right, that's fine. And the last one, I just put, okay, so I need you to now actually write an actual confirmation. I am most definitely coming on these dates, because a lot leave you hanging, and reply within 3 days. Then I can send you directions to our home, how to get here. And she came back. She was definitely coming. And she came back. I just wanted it in writing. She came back and she put, oh, I've just read all your details. It actually says I need to get myself to your accommodation. So if I hadn't have put that, she would have turned up and then, oh, can you come and get me? I would have gone, no. Well, the answer is I don't drive. I ignore that Mike exists when we have workaways. And I just go, well, I don't drive. What are you going to do about it? At first, I mollycoddled them. Oh, they're coming to a strange place. And no. Yes, I know. It's awful. But as I say, if they're young people, they're not all young people, but if they're young people, I know they're mostly the ones that don't read or understand what they're reading. It's too laborious to read something. They want everything on a platter. It's too laborious. But if you were young and going abroad to a strange place to stay, wouldn't you like to read what you're actually getting or not getting, or what's expected of you? And this is why there is one place out here. It's a little bit scary on the Workaway platform. And what it is, it's this big, I want to say farm, like a market garden. It's just fields of growing. And they just want free labour. they've got a shack that they stay in, just beds all lined up. This is for work away. They get people all the time because the write-up is short, and it says something about, I haven't looked at it for a long time, but it did say something about you have to stay there for a set amount of time because they don't want to train you. Well, what they don't want is to keep applying for other people. Anyway, you've got to do a minimum amount of time there. Doesn't mention the accommodation, but it turns out it's all dormitory, all just beds, no privacy. You have to get up dead early in the morning. Oh, what it says we'll collect you from the airport or from anywhere you like, and we'll drop you back there when you've finished, and we provide all your meals. And it sounds like a retreat, all these things. But it turns out you have to start 5 o'clock in the morning. You get a lunch break, but they don't provide the actual lunch. They give you a bit of bread or whatever. That's their meals provided. What else? The evening meal is really late in the evenings, and you have to cook in the group. You have to clean in the group. So you can't really ever leave this place because you've got to be up 5 in the morning. You've only got an hour for lunchtime. Then I don't know what time they work till the evening. I think 6 or something. But then they have to prepare the meal or clean up or whatever. Then the meal's at 8. So they haven't got free time. They can't basically leave this place. And it's not in a location where they could go anywhere. It's in a location of nothing. So remember, they've picked you up and they're going to drop you off, but you've got nowhere you can get to in the meantime. So you're stuck there. We've had people from there that phone and say, oh, can we like come? And we're like, well, you should have applied to us. It's short notice. Oh, but please have us. Da, 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 da. It's like, well, you didn't want to come to us because we didn't give you free food. Oh dear. Oh, and they're not allowed to have any drink while they're there, as in alcohol. They've banned all alcohol there. And it's as I say, like a market garden, and they supply a big area of Cyprus, all the restaurants and all that. So it's free labour. Although Workaway does say the site that if it's for a job, as in your business, you have to pay them. And they just say, no, it's not. They're just preparing it. The restaurants and that is other produce, yeah, whatever. And so they're supposed to pay them if it's for an actual job. And if they pay the workers, they have to pay them more than the minimum wage of a country. So it doesn't take employment away, but somehow they get away with it. Neil says, I got in a lot of trouble in public school. My principal made me write out dictionary pages as punishment. I was learning more doing that than what the classes were teaching me. And today, Neil, if children misbehave, this is England, I can only talk about that. If they misbehave, they actually get excluded from school for a few days. And so the kids are going back to school and, don't want to be in school, misbehave, off they go again, get excluded. The good kids who don't want to go to school have to sit and suffer in school. The naughty kids, well, hey, we're out of school. I think that's so funny. But that could be because in England, most of the teachers are children themselves, basically. They don't know what to do. They weren't controlled themselves of that generation. It's all gone a bit haywire, the world. Definitely has. Oh, there's a turn. There's a turn. Oh, dear. Talk about a turn. I like everyone that's seen my seed jars that I made. Had lovely positive comments, few dislikes, obviously. Really nice. And I put one comment, because they're jars for the actual seeds that I've harvested, I'm calling that shelf block, the circle of life. And because I put new life into things I was going to throw away. So good old recycle, declutter, storage system sorted, and visually pleasing, all bright colour jars. Neil says, yeah, I know what you mean. When my kid was in school, I went to parent-teacher meetings. Didn't realise some of the kids were teachers' aides. Don't go philosophical on us. It got a bit heavy there, didn't it? A little bit heavy. Oh dear, it's crazy. Oh dear. Oh, what else have I got to share with you? Oh, I know what I've got to share. I always do my coffee break. What to watch on your coffee break. And because I was talking just then about decluttering, I've actually put a video link below, obviously called What to Watch in Your Coffee Break. One of my decluttering, sorting videos that was a bit different from your normal decluttering, sorting, cleaning videos. And I will just read you the title of my video. It was called Cleaning, Clearing and Reorganising a Pub, a General Store, a Tea Room, an Antique Shop and a Ladies' Apparel and Craft Shop. Ooh, that's different, Dawn. Yes, it is different. So if you're enticed by what on earth you were doing, Dawn, it's part of my Home Alone series, which I started when Mike went out to help build the stables, which I have got a video I need to edit of the progress of that, him building the stables, not at our place, at the stables nearby. And I did a series. I thought, at that point, I was like, what can I do while I'm on my own? And I did a Home Alone series. So it was random clearing and more girl things and bits and pieces, other things than my gardening and cooking, my usual stuff. So basically any random stuff I do, I put in the Home Alone series. And it's what I get up to on my own when Mike's not here. So that came under that. So the link is below, what to watch on your coffee break, if you're interested in what that was all about. Ashley, back in my day. Janine says, when I worked as community regeneration officer, I worked closely with exclusion unit. All interesting. At the final meeting before exclusion acted upon, everyone would attend apart from the pupils' parents. Ooh, interesting. Like Neil, 70s kid. Oh, 1970s. I loved growing up in the 70s. I can't think of a better time to grow up. Oh, well, I just show me 1970s and I get a bit excited. I was a 1970s kid. We were a crazy bunch. Good times. Guess I need to specifically Canada as well. Yeah, I wonder what it was like there. As I say, I saw a lot of American stuff at that sort of time I was growing up. And Jodie Foster, she's a bit older than me, I believe. And English kids saw films such as Freaky Friday. I've talked about this before. Jodie Foster. We all wanted to then go to American schools. It all looked like fun and crazy life in America in the 70s. I started to want to dress as have jeans and all the look and bell bottoms. And I also watched Jodie Foster in Candle Show. And I wanted to be that girl in Candle Show, not Jodie Foster. I wanted to be her character. And that's a fun film. That's quite a good film. As in her character. The story's a little bit too kiddie-ish, but her character, I really liked her. They didn't care enough to be bothered. Miss Morning TV. Oh, right, they didn't come. I thought you meant they weren't allowed to come. Oh, I thought you meant they wanted to meet in private without the parents. Oh, they didn't bother to come. Oh, for goodness sake. I think the generations have got worse and worse. As I say, I can only talk from an English perspective. Certainly not a place I want to be now. It's just not right anymore. It's positive discrimination, but I'm getting a bit heavy again there. So let's stick with the 70s. Yes. As I got older, I liked Jacqueline Smith. I wanted hair like Jacqueline Smith. Are you guys going to say a different Charlie's Angel? I would say most of you will probably go for Forrest Fawcett Major's The Look then. Will I be wrong, men? I'm guessing you two guys are going to say Forrest Fawcett Major's. I'm going to say, tell me. And Janine, if you know them, which Charlie's Angel, if you're aware of those, would you have wanted to be like look-wise? I'm going with the three originals, which was Kate Jackson, Farrah Fawcett Majors and Jacqueline Smith. Let's see if the guys respond to which Charlie's Angel they would have said they preferred. I think the guys mostly like Farrah, not as a person, like the look. We've talked about the look. Yeah, I went to be Jacqueline Smith. Oh, here we go. Must admit, never wanted to look like anyone on TV. Good for you, Janine. Good for you. Ah, Ashley, Jacqueline Smith. Classic beauty. Oh, you've got good taste. Neil says, I was into Wonder Woman. Oh, Linda Carter, still into Linda Carter. Yeah, I can see that. It's nice to know you two are going for what I call, well, as Ashley says, classic beauty rather than the bombshell look as such. Oh, good for you guys. Excellent. She's still hot. Is that when she's dressed as Wonder Woman or just as a person? She was in, what was the programme? Recently. Well, I say recently. We've seen recently. Was she a detective or something? Something we've watched fairly recently. Completely different character, obviously. Obviously. Why not develop your own style instead of copying? Good for you, Janine. Good for you. I like that. Every man loves Wonder Woman, even bought the outfit. Linda Carter's still doing TV. She's still in good shape. Cool. Yeah, Jacqueline Smith as well. Her career, I think. Well, all three of those original ones. Jacqueline Smith particularly. I quite liked her accent as well. I thought she had a nice accent. Farah seemed to look like she was going to be the one keep going the most, but I think she was contracted. So her career went. And I believe, didn't Kate Jackson go into directing or producing or something like that? I think Kate Jackson went into something like that. So I think she could still be working, but behind the scenes. Yeah, I think directing or producing, I believe, something like that. And then, of course, we had the Brady Bunch. I really identified with Jan being the middle child. I didn't have glasses then. It wasn't because of that. No, definitely. And as I've said, I've shown a picture before, my big sister, and at one point she really did look like Marsha Brady. That was quite funny. It was quite funny. I never had a big brother though. I always wanted a big brother. TV at home was restricted. I believe it was our best interest. Yeah, I would say even now. We don't have TV, but we watch programs on YouTube. And we do get series. We've got not an app, I don't know what you'd call it, like an app, that we can watch series. I have 2 alter egos. One sort of Jason Statham. I hope I don't get them mixed up. Oh, Ashley, I love it. Oh, I bet it's a bundle of laughs in your house. Oh dear, oh, that's quite funny. What else did I like? Obviously, yeah, $6 Million Man, and there was all those type of programs we got then. We, as I say, we suddenly got big influence of American TV. We had all the cop shows, Chips. Now everyone liked Eric Estrada, but I liked what was the other guy who played the blonde one? Oh my gosh. You had Eric Estrada. Who was the blonde guy? His partner in it. But yeah, everyone liked Eric. I seem to do that when you get like duets, almost like you get a pair of people in programs. In hindsight, I never went with the person. I always went for like the sidekick person. So like that, Eric Estrada everyone went for, and I was the blonde one. And I would say most programs like that. I wonder why that was. That was interesting. Yeah, slow motion. That's you moving now, Ashley. Just tell everyone you're the $6 million man. You was his stand-in. Tell them that. That would be funny. That was so funny. Oh dear. My alter ego is Daredevil, moving around like sighted person. And Ricky O'Shea, when I'm bouncing off everything. Rick O'Shea. Oh, that's sweet. That's funny, Neil. I don't know, who would mine be? Why don't you guys think for me? What would mine be? I've never thought that. I'd like to say He-Man. I don't think that's right. Is that right? He-Man? Because I like to defend the rights. Defend for the rights. I'm stronger I like to think I'm stronger than I am. I won't be defeated. Does that count? I'm not taking my top off. And there's always a skeleton or someone out there, but I'll try to find the best in them. Dawn bounced off the door frame. Oh yeah, Shearer. That's funny though. I'm not into those sort of women-y, Amazon-y type people. Wonder Woman's okay. Princess of Power. Bless you. Shearer. I don't know her that well, but I'm not into those Amazon women. But then I said He-Man. I guess he's the same, isn't he, really? That's funny. I can't think of like a female type thing. He-Man's cousin, yeah, that's what I say. I know of her, but I didn't watch a lot with Shearer in because she had her own spin-off, I think. He-Man's cousin. To be honest, I haven't got a clue about what you're talking about. Happy not to know. Right, He-Man is a cartoon. I have the power or something. The power of Grayskull. No, by the power of Grayskull, I have the power. Is that it? And he went from like a normal man called Adam, and he kind of his shirt split off like the Hulk or something. I can't remember, but he then went into just pants, and like he had this like mighty sword. And they lived in some sort of kingdom, And then his enemy was Skeletor, who had like a skeleton face and like this bluey cape thing. And then there was all these weird creatures. They were all sort of things. And She-Ra was like the female version of He-Man. But as Neil says, it was his cousin. So that's them. That's them. Talking cartoons. We got onto cartoons. Our chats go all round the place. You can find both shows on YouTube search. I'm sure Janine won't be bothered. So let's do serious inspiration. Serious inspiration, like not cartoon people now. Who are you, or was you at some point inspired by real people? In the days of we could have been inspired by adults in power or not. Mostly people are inspired by people that are the underdogs. I think that's where I get that from. Miss One Superhero, Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean. I wish I had film. I don't think I've got film of it. Might have. I'm not sure. I did choreography for one of my pupils, dance pupils. She did this high exam where, I can't remember, I think you had to do 5 different dances or routines, and they had to be completely different things. So I'm not just talking about different dance subjects, I'm saying the actual choreography or idea had to be completely different. And one thing I did, I think, was like a gymnastic ribbon dance with her. So that was like prop with like acrobatics and stuff, and a ballet dance like on point shoes, maybe, those kinds of things. So make it diverse. And one of the things I did was, she was very tall and thin, and I did a dance, but it was a comedy, making her be Mr. Bean. So it was like a Mr. Bean story that she did with bits of dance and acting, but it was all to music. And I was quite proud of it. And she pulled it off really well. She enjoyed doing it. And we had lots of props going on. Like one bit, I can't remember it all. I'm going to have to see if I've got that somewhere. You couldn't film exams, so it would have been a rehearsal that I would have filmed it if I've got it. And one bit, for example, her mum made like Teddy. Her mum made Teddy, and like she'd drink some tea and then she'd feed Teddy. But some funny things happened, really funny things happened in it. I'll try and find that. And as you well know, films and TV, if they use a car or a prop, they have multiple of these things. So if you ever see, this is a car from Batman, for example, it's not the only one. There's probably about 20 of them. So no one's got such a thing as an original, because there's not one original thing. But here in Cyprus, we have one of the Mr. Bean cars in the car museum. And we also have one of the teddies. And what they've done in the car museum, where the car is, they've got a cutout of Mr. Bean as if he's driving it, and they've got the history of it written about Teddy and everything. If you want to see that, that's on my other channel. I have posted it. It's probably called Car Museum or something. Let me just see if I can find that for you. Help if I've got the right Word doc, surely. Right, Word doc, what you want? My credits. See if I can find it without looking in my file, because it's on the other channel. It's not on this channel. It's fairly recent, posted. So let's go backwards. Gingerbread Men Wedding, Recipe for Pumpkin Mousse, Gerald the Talking Gorilla. You guys need to watch that if you haven't seen it. Let me just tag that for you. If you haven't seen it and you like my funny, you need to watch that, guys. If you haven't seen it yet, oh my goodness. If you like funny, Dawn being funny, life quotes, Yorkshire Terriers, Bug Puzzle, Cat Diaries, Cyprus Ranch, photography in my area, my abandoned village, my nan's autobiography. Here it is. Vintage car video, car museum, VW car show, vintage car rally, and old cars in Cyprus. I've got another one of that's coming up at some point. So there. So that's got Mr. Bean's car in it. And as I say, there's a bit about Teddy, and Teddy's there in a case. So there's a bit about Teddy. Right, what have I missed? Still prefer a good book. I love books. I absolutely adore books. I just love holding books. I don't like hardbacks. How do you feel about that, Janine? I don't like a hardback. I like to just have a nice book. If you watch my Thursday, I always think I do a live on Thursday. I'm mistaken. If you watch my Wednesday lives, I mostly always remember to tell you what I'm reading. The book I'm reading at the moment is going quite well. Neil says Kung Fu, the original series, inspired me. Old martial arts, doing the almost impossible stuff. I prefer stunts to Kung Fu. I don't mind a bit of Kung Fu and that kind of thing, but I can't watch a whole film of it. I liked what I call the silly Kung Fu, like the remake of Charlie's Angels with Drew Barrymore and that, and they sort of take the mickey out of it and all that. Don't mind that sort of thing, but Kung Fu, not really. Ryan Atkinson doing his invisible drum kit sketch is hilarious. That was at an event, wasn't it? Wasn't that at the Olympics or something like that, wasn't it? Am I right in thinking that? Felicia, love books. What sort of books? All books. She's answering my question as I speak. All books, hardbacks, paperbacks, ebooks. I just love reading. I do. And I like to see if there's a film made of it or series after I've read it. I do like doing that if I can do it. I don't know why. I just like to see if they've imagined it as I imagined it, that kind of thing. Not bothered whether hard or paperback to read. Hardbacks look better. They do. I must have over 1,000. Or what are your two favourite topics of books? I just like a whole variety. I wouldn't say there's any one type of books I like. I've said before, I like to go to a book sale, or in England when the libraries often sold off their old battered books, and pick up books to learn about something I didn't know about, just random books. And I like, obviously, old books if they've got old etchings in, that kind of thing. I like that kind of book too. But a good story where the ending is a surprise. I'm all for happiness in books, but it's a bit monotonous when it's like the one I'm reading now. It's so obvious these two random people are going to come together and live happily ever after. And I'm like, okay, it's a nice story, but it's be a bit different. Different sketch you're thinking of the Olympics. Okie dokie. I do like all Mr. Bean. Don't think the films were as good though. I do like Ryan Atkinson being, name escapes me. What's those latest franchise he's done? They took it off the advert. Johnny English. Thanks, Mike. Johnny English. Now that is good. If any of you don't know the Johnny English films, he is fantastic. They make me laugh. And it's him and who's the other bloke? His character name? He just says his name. It's a surname he uses. Boff. Is it Boff? Boff. Oh, Boss. I always thought it was Boff. Ah, yes. It's just so good. If any of you don't know the Johnny English films, I think there's 4 of them now. I think there's 3 or 4. But yeah, they are really good. They are great. History. What books? History, world religions. Oh, you're deep. Philosophy, politics. Most film adaptations are poor excuse of the book. Yes. And I think sometimes you really imagine something. I read everything but prefer trash fiction, fantasy, science fiction, anything except for real life. Now, I do like autobiographies. I do like some autobiographies. I've been reading a few recently, particularly if they're quite an amazing story, not just these celebrity type look at me stories, not those, but if they're like real stories, because I know a lot of autobiographies are just based on and embellished and whatever, so I'm not keen on those. But yeah, right, so see, I've got your characters now. Got your characters sorted out. I'm not into, I like some science fiction. I don't like these what do you call it, like Trolls and those popular ones at the minute, those type of Dungeons and Dragony things. I don't know what you call that. Is that fantasy? Would that come under? Not into that. Films, I hate period dramas. Been there, done that. Not into period dramas at all. Don't like that. As though I like history. So I like historical dramas, but not just the story type ones. Like learning new things. Yeah, that type of non-fiction. Yeah, that's why I say I'll just go and pick up. And that's why every now and then I share a let's take a look at a book I took from my book nook, and I'll just show you a book that's random. So some back videos. I've shared quite a few of these sort of books, just books I've picked up, random books. Got to go tech heritage here. Yay! Good news. Good news, Neil. Good news. Paranormal. Depends. There's a book I was given of mystery type, like real mysteries or something like that. It's a great big thick book, so I'm going to leave that till last, but I've got rid of all the other books. I like Meals and Boom. Oh, bless you. That's Boon, not Blooms. So it's not about gardening or grinding bread, making bread. Oh dear. No, I'll read anything. I'll sometimes pick up a book and try it. I mean, as I say, I'm not really into these trolls and that kind of book, but there are some here. I guess you guys will know what they are. I can't remember the name of them, but all these popular, it's like Tolkien books, all those sort of ones. I've got them here. I won't not read them, but I will start and sort of see. You never know. So it's like a film. I will never not watch something. I'll give things a go and see how they go. So I'll probably go, oh, I actually liked it. But yeah, definitely. Now, those sort of books, I think, can be good films because I'm more likely to watch it as a film than I am to read those sort of books, because you can get all the you can get a bit of animation in there and special effects. And so in that respect, those sort of stories, for me, I would think would be better for a film. Not big on modern self-help, mostly fluff, no substance. I prefer instruction. I like to dig deep. Would you like a good maintenance book or a good how-to book then, Felicia? Would you like that? Some people like books with diagrams and charts and visual books. Do like a good visual. Do like a good visual book. I did psychology, so I am quite into reading those kind of books as well. I think I'm so random. If you had to say one style book, I couldn't do it really. I would say, if I had to say one type of book, I would say a free book. I do have Kindle. I have a tablet, so I do have Kindle. I don't have YouTube on it or social media, that kind of thing. I literally use it for apps. I'm always downloading learning apps. That's really what I use it for. I use it for downloading apps. Lots of language apps on there going on. And other apps. So download apps on there. I've got my geocaching in there. I do like geocaching, but there's nothing else in walking distance from my house. I've done all the walking distance one. There's still 2 I can't actually find. One I'm pretty sure isn't even there. It's on a slope. It says be careful. I was like, oh, I'm not getting that one. The other one, the last comment on that was to say it's been moved because someone just found it randomly and just put it where they thought it should go. So I don't know. Anyway, I found 2 and I have done a video on them, not posted because it's in a later walk. We got a big exclamation mark there. It's like, what's that? A danger sign on my chat? It caught on my eye, a big red exclamation mark. And it's because I've taken off, I'm experimental channel. They're always experimenting something. I'm fed up with the experimental on my chat. And it's actually cutting chat out every now and then. I have to go in and go, it's all right, put it up. So I just cut that bit out. Because I've got subscribers only, so shouldn't have to worry too much unless you guys are going to go crazy and put something bad up. I saw that. I was like, oh, is that because I've taken off the what is it, extra super strictness? Yes, now too. Any film made about a setting based in the past, whether 10 years or 100 years, is technically a period drama. Now, this is true because I shouldn't have said that. You're right, Janine. I'll take that right back because one of my favourite types of films is time travel. We're not talking back to dinosaurs or weirdy futuristic stuff. I like when they kind of go back to, say, Victorian times and they mustn't change something and then something happens to their transportation and they can't get back and they're stuck, but they mustn't meet with their relatives or, they can't change things. So, yes, I guess that really is a type of period drama, but you know what I meant. I meant all this big wigs and fans and Lady of the Manor and that. But yes. Ashley agrees with Felicia. By the way, guys, if any of you don't know each other's channels, I haven't said it today, do go and say hello on their channel. Remind them you came via Dawn's channel because you're all great guys and I do watch all your channels. Really nice content. And Ashley's got a great video coming up and I won't spoil it. Ashley's got a really great video coming up, maybe in the next week, maybe. You'll know it when you see it, guys. So do go and subscribe over there so you get a notification when it's up. Agree with you. Most self-help books tell you what you already know anyway. Yes. Yes. That's all I'm going to say. Yes. I like time travel. Yes. As I say, mostly if they're going back to times of, not dinosaurs and all that, or space age. I don't mind actually going a bit in the future, but not if it gets silly. Some of that can be very interesting. Hey, Treasure Woman. Just watch the adverts. Ah, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, time travel. I like most of those. So if anyone's got a recommendation of a time travel movie, that I probably wouldn't read. That I probably would prefer as a film, because then you get all the scenery, and I do like looking for mistakes in films like that. I do like to watch these things on YouTube where they show you mistakes in films and TV, and obviously because I worked in TV and that kind of thing, it's behind the scenes. You have to be very astute at this kind of thing. So yeah, I do like watching for mistakes and bad editing and things like that. I like some innocent films as well. Just now that I prefer a sort of nice story, whereas I don't like the books of happy endy so much. Not that I want bad ending, but predictable endings. I'd rather that in a film. And I don't like in films where they always have to have a cute little pet, or not all films with an animal, but you know, they seem to put that obligatory cute little animal in a thing. I was like, it wasn't needed. Not saying they can't have pets in a film, but you probably know what I mean, that kind of thing. So yeah, film versus book. That's quite hard. If I had to choose, I'd probably say book. I'd rather have book than a film, but I can't do without films. But more than that, I can't do without music. Oh my goodness, can you imagine a world without music? I could not manage without music. No, I need my music. I do like that. I'm talking about music and films and TV and all that. The older times, you had your jingles with your products. And that was more memorable. And I bet everyone can remember an old jingle, whether it was for a good product or a bad product, you can remember the jingle. These days, things aren't really memorable. How many new adverts from a few years back can you really remember? Ashley says, where would the Lassie films be without a cute dog? But that was all about the dog. I talk about, I can't give you an example, but some things, they just didn't need the animal in it, but it was for the cute appeal. There's a program we're watching at the moment, and they really don't need the dog in it, but it's almost like you had to have the obligatory cute dog doing a what sort of look in it. Yes, I'm not keen on the Lassie type films or Animal Rescue and Skippy. Did you get Skippy in America? Skippy, all those. Oh, it's funny. One of my cats, you don't see it very much. It's the newest boy, and we called it Kit. And it was a tiny little white and grey, really fluffy kitten. Well, he's ballooned, and he is now bigger than Fossil. You probably know which one Fossil is. Fossil's a normal sized cat, and now Kit is like this big fluff balloon, fat and tall, and towers over poor Fossil. And we call him now Digby. Now remember, he's grey and white and fluffy, more white than grey. He's got grey patches. And Digby, I don't know if it was American or English, but it was a children's series, but they made it into a film, Digby the dog, probably Disney, Digby. And he was an old English sheepdog, a massive, you know, an old English sheepdog, the great big massive dogs, or Dulux dog, as some people call them, big dog. And I believe in Digby, he was a normal sized dog, but I can't remember why. But every now and then, I think his owner experimented and dropped something on him, or he ate something in the experiment, something, and he would suddenly grow like huge, like a giant, and then he'd shrink back, and I don't know. And he was Digby, this giant sized dog. So we now call Kit Digby. Can see now. Hey, Treasure Woman, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Ashley, no animals in Charlie's Angels. Jacqueline Smith was cute enough. This is what I'm saying. Why did they need to throw animals in sometimes? It's almost like saying that wasn't good enough. Oh, the other thing I don't like is when you got a child that was obviously older than the part they were playing, but they always made them like a little cute thing, but their language was adult. Oh, that's quite nasty. Quite nasty. You know the sort of thing I mean. They'd be like this little cutesy child saying like adult comedy, if you like a comeback, like that kind of thing, which would be an adult thing. Yeah, like that American program, Different Strokes. What you talking about, Willis? But he'd always like say things that clearly a child, well, he was obviously older than the part he was playing, but he would say things that a child that age wouldn't say, but more, oh, what's that film? There's a film. It's a good film. I can't remember the film. And there's a bloke and a boy, but he always like talks adult, but they make him cute. I can't think of that. But yeah, I'm not keen on that in films. It's like they force something. It's not a natural sort of film. I get that you always have to have people older than their parts because of the hours of working and things like that. But Ashley said, we had Dulux dog when I was a kid. Love that dog. Oh, Lordy, I feel soppy now. Oh, they're lovely dogs. I knew you'd know what I meant by Dulux dog. Yeah, I always wanted St. Bernard. I don't know where. I must have seen one somewhere. I think that was a Disney program or film. There was one. See, they always had to have animals. They knew what sold. Either a cutesy kid or an animal, basically. But as you say, there's plenty out there that are good enough without. So when people say what your top 10 films are, that you just can't do it. Anyone who knows Cliff Richard, I love his films. They've got to be in my top 100 films. Wonderful Life. I like all the music from the films. Wonderful Life's really good. Summer Holiday. They're probably the best two of his films. I do like a musical. I always wanted, I've said this before, I always wanted to be in a musical on location with animation where I'd interact with the animation. I wasn't asking much, but that was always what I wanted to do, particularly be on location in a musical. Didn't ever do that. Too busy in the studios. But yeah, so Sound of Music, that kind of thing, when they do the outside bits, that would have been quite good. Not that I wanted to particularly sing. It was a dancing outside. That's the thing, dancing outside. I've done that a few times, but not on location like that. Something else anyone that's not English won't know, but I also liked not the series, but the films were fantastic. On the buses. I know Ashley definitely will know what that is. Do you know Treasure Woman? On the buses, not the series. They were okay, but the films. There's 3 of them. And you know, I have a love for Pontin's How It Used to Be, not Pontin's How It Is Now, but before it was all bought out and messed up. And Pontin's features in one of the films. They go and work at Pontin's. But all 3 of the On the Buses film, you can get them on YouTube. You got to get them. Oh my gosh, they are so good. So good. Ashley says, I want to be an extra. In a disaster movie, running away screaming. Well, you could practice at home. You can practice at home to your heart's content. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Oh wow, Ashley, that's really fun. I got you now, Butler. Yay! Have you seen them? You've got to watch them. They are awesome. They're films I can watch again and again and again. I know every single bit. I know the lines. Oh, they are fantastic. You must watch them. They're absolutely awesome. They've got to be one of my best films. The whole, as I say, there's three of them. You've got to watch all three. They are sort of in order as well, and I can't remember which is which. And I don't know what they're called, but I'm sure if you type in On the Buses films, they'll come up. So try and see if you can see in the description or something which year they are, because they do sort of follow on. Because one, Olive hasn't had the baby, and then one the holiday camp one isn't first because they've got the boy that she has. The holiday camp one, that's probably the last or the middle one. It's definitely not the first one then. Yes, it's definitely not the first one because they lose their job and that's how they go to work in the holiday camp. Yeah, they are. Anyone not seen them, type in On the Buses films. They are fantastic. Watch a bit of the Pontins one, the bygone era comedy. That's funny. Nothing's rude. Oh, I say nothing's rude. A little bit slapsticky, isn't it? But that was the era. A little bit slapsticky. And another film I really like, because there were a lot of TV-based films of that era. Please, Sir. The film of that, again, the series, take it or leave it. It was good, it was okay, but Please Sir, the film. Oh, excuse me, Malcolm, could you pass the jam, please? That's the line. That's really funny. Yeah, that's another one. And I love the song at the end. Lulu's in it, and Lulu sings the theme tune to Sir with Love. Oh, that's another film. Yeah, To Sir with Love. Get that mixed up now. Cilla Black sings the theme tune. Yes, it's Cilla Black sings the theme tune. I got that the right way around to Please Sir. I think that's the right way round. I might have it the wrong way round, but anyway, they're definitely the ones. They are really great. So yeah, films. It's got to be a good story, bit of fun, bit of laugh. Again, look, we're back in the 70s. So I need Mike to make a time travel machine for me. 70s. And with all the hardship of the 70s, I don't know what people moan about today when it was for England. I always say I can only speak of England. You had the strikes, you had the 3-day week, you had power cuts, people had no money, but people got on with it. That was the difference. People got on with it. So I think I'll leave you on that happy note. Kath Come Home is a hot favourite of mine. Yeah, I like some of those poignant type films as well. There's quite a few of those around. Yeah. What was that one we saw the other day, Mike, with Julie Walters? It was, the title was the song that they sing at the beginning. Wide-eyed and legless. Is that what it's called? It's not there. Wide-eyed and legless. If that's the name of that song, look that up. It's Julie Walters in it. That was very different. That was a very different sort of film. It turns out it's a true story. That was a different sort of film. Quite like that because it was different. To Sir with Love, a love song, but platonic love meaning. Thank you for teaching me a different way. Yes. I like those sort of songs. Ones that make you feel it or get you really jolly and goey. I like a good tune. Really do like a good tune. Yeah, theme tunes, that was a big thing of the day, wasn't it? Bit like what we have to look forward to. Yeah. It's sticking together. I mean, even wartime, I don't know how it was for a lot of other countries, but no one had anything. The men had gone, the young boys, the sons had gone off to war. There was nothing. Everyone had to work hard and go and run the factories and industry, all the women, and they all had to get by. There was rationing. They would be quite upset with what they fought for, basically, and how they got through everything for the way things are. But Dawn's getting heavy again. But yeah, different times. Well, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I've been on 2.5 hours today, so we've had a really good chat. You've made me feel a lot better, so I really thank you for that. Really love doing my lives, and hope to see you same time, same place on Wednesday. I'd really appreciate that, and thank you for being there. Really great community. And as I say always, if you're watching this back later and you've got to the end, thanks for that. And do check out everyone that was in my chat. So if you're watching back later and you see the chat, do take a look at these awesome people. I love all their channels. And Janine might make another video. I went on it today, Janine, actually, just to check. And when I went on, I thought, well, I'll just leave you another comment, but the comments are off. So do know I did pop on it again. I was just going to leave a funny little comment for you, but the comment was off, so I couldn't do that. But do check everyone out. Just go and say hi. And until next time, have a great rest of your day or evening or tomorrow. Until then, Meraki.